Why do we fall for the wrong people? It's a question that many of us have pondered at some point in our lives. In today's video, we're going to unravel the mysteries of love and attraction. By the end, you'll gain a clearer understanding of why we sometimes choose partners who aren't right for us, and how to break that cycle. Have you ever found yourself head over heels for someone who just isn't right for you? Maybe they're charming and funny, but something feels off. And despite your better judgment, you keep falling for the same type of person over and over. You're not alone. Understanding this can change how we view love and relationships. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about attraction. It's natural to feel drawn to certain traits in people. But often, those traits aren't the best for us. Think about it. Do you tend to go for the same personality type repeatedly? Maybe they're fun and adventurous but lack stability. Or perhaps they are captivating but emotionally unavailable. These patterns can stem from our upbringing. Our early experiences shape what we find attractive. For example, if you grew up in a chaotic home, you might be drawn to that same chaos in adulthood. It's all about familiarity. Next, let's discuss emotional baggage. We all have experiences that shape our expectations in love. These can lead to seeking out partners who reinforce those patterns. A person who has been hurt in the past might find comfort in relationships that feel familiar, even if they're unhealthy. This urge to recreate past experiences can become a cycle that's hard to break. Now, let's explore the concept of the thrill of the chase. We've all seen it in movies. The bad boy or the girl who plays hard to get seems so irresistible. But why? Often, it's the excitement of not knowing if you'll win their affection. This uncertainty can create a sense of urgency that makes us overlook red flags. When the chase becomes more thrilling than the actual relationship, we can set ourselves up for disappointment. Here's where our mind comes into play. Our brains love to create stories. When we fall for someone, our minds often fill in the gaps of who they are. We project our hopes and dreams onto them, seeing what we wish to see, not who they really are. This can lead to a disconnection from reality. Are you familiar with the phrase, "Love is blind"? It's true. Being in love can cloud our judgment, making it easier to ignore warning signs. Now let's not forget about social influences. We live in a world saturated with examples of love, from movies and songs to social media. These portrayals often highlight idealized love stories. We may find ourselves subconsciously comparing our own relationships with what we see on screen. This comparison can lead to settling for less, mistaking drama for passion. So, how can we break this cycle? The first step is self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on your past relationships. What patterns do you notice? Once you can identify these, it becomes easier to recognize them when they arise again. Next, work on building self-esteem. Sometimes people seek validation from relationships because they don't feel whole on their own. Focusing on self-growth can make you less likely to settle for someone who doesn't treat you right. Also, consider exploring new types of relationships. Be open to dating people who may not fit your usual mold. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but it can lead you to unexpected connections that could be healthier. Finally, don't rush into love. Take your time to really get to know someone before diving in. It's okay to build a solid friendship foundation first. This can help you see the person for who they truly are. If you find yourself drawn to the wrong person again, don't beat yourself up. Instead, take it as a learning experience to help you grow for the next relationship. In summary, the following are the reasons why we fall for the wrong people. 1. Childhood influences. Our early experiences shape our adult relationships more than we might realize. Research shows that the bonds we form with our caregivers set the stage for how we connect with others. If your childhood was marked by inconsistency or neglect, you might find yourself attracted to partners who recreate those dynamics. 2. The allure of the unavailable. Have you ever noticed that you're drawn to someone who seems just out of reach? The allure of the unavailable can be intoxicating. This often stems from a desire for validation. We may chase those who don't reciprocate our feelings, convinced that winning their affection will somehow give us worth. 3. Societal pressures. Then there's the influence of society and media. From fairy tales to rom-coms, we're bombarded with images of perfect love. These portrayals of romance can create unrealistic expectations, leading us to overlook red flags in pursuit of that intense relationship we've been conditioned to want. Fear of loneliness. Another reason we fall for the wrong people is the fear of being alone. In our desire to avoid loneliness, we may settle for relationships that don't fulfill us. This often leads to staying in situations where we're unhappy, just to maintain a semblance of companionship. Understanding why we fall for the wrong people is the first step towards making healthier choices in love. By recognizing our patterns and the influences around us, we can break free from the cycle of unhealthy relationships. Remember, the right person is out there for you, but it starts with knowing and loving yourself first. We've covered a lot today about why we fall for the wrong people. Finding love can be tricky at times. But by understanding our patterns and being mindful, we can create healthier connections. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends who might relate. Have you ever fallen for the wrong person? Share your story in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey to love. Until next time, take care and remember, love should uplift you, not weigh you down.